Itty bitty, come here. Sorry, cat. Sorry, my nail's like hanging. On me, cat. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, did something with my pins. Moved the blanket for the cat, and now I don't know what he did with my pins. Oh, this is crazy. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out what I did, where my pins went. They were literally just here. I had 2 pins here. Where did they go? Are you here? Sorry. Sorry. I just had 2 pins here and they're just gone. Seriously gone. I think I know where they went, but sorry guys, hold on, I got a message. I gotta see what this is. Okay. Alright, sorry about that guys. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My pins were here and I moved my blanket for the cat and then all of a sudden my pins disappeared. Jody, welcome. Hey Jen. I'm running a little late. I was like 2 minutes late because they changed the stupid format when you go live, and I couldn't figure out how to put what my topic was in tonight. Ew, there's some goober on my hand. Sorry, hold on. And so yeah, it took me a second to figure that out because I'm technologically challenged. And then I was trying to get Itty Bitty on the bed, and I get him up on the bed, and then my pins disappeared. So anyway. It's just been crazy. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. It's all good? Well, we're gonna find out. I feel like I just need to take a deep breath. Because it's like I've been, preparing off and on all afternoon or all evening, and I'm like, okay, I got this. I got my topic and I'm working through it, and then it's like, up that last half an hour, it's like, okay, I gotta finish, I gotta get everything ready, and then I, start to have like a panic attack. So I just need to take a couple deep breaths. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Hey Julie. But yeah, and then it threw me off because I clicked on the live and it's like the whole format's different. It's like clear down here. Normally my, it's like up here is where I put in my, whatever my topic is, right? And it was clear down here, and then I didn't know how, it wouldn't let me like click on it, and I'm like, oh my God. Of course, when I'm running late. Thanks for the badge, Julie. It's just been, it is what it is. So if you're just hopping on, if you're just joining us tonight, tell us who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And I'm putting my lotion on because I don't sit still. Long enough. When I am sitting still any other time, I don't think about it. My hands are so dry. I can tell fall's coming. Okay, it's telling me I have an unstable connection already, so hopefully I'm not going to freeze. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. No, I'm not going to do a co-host tonight, but thanks. Oh, shoot. Okay, guys, well, since I'm already kind of running a little behind, we're just going to get going. If you're new here, like I said, my name is... I was glitching. I kind of wondered because it said unstable. So, if you're new here, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. There's my cat right on schedule. I tried to get him to lay on the bed. If he lays on the bed, he's a good boy, but otherwise he does that cat call the whole time. Sammy, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. The only co-host would be you at the moment. Yes. Sammy from Indiana, welcome. Glad to have you here. So I started my TikTok in March of 2024. The reason I started my TikTok is because in September of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. So that anniversary is coming up here pretty quickly approaching. After I lost my husband, I discovered I had abilities to talk to my spirit guides. And then they slowly breadcrumb me to my purpose, which is to help others through loss and trauma, uplift others. And so that's why I'm here. I always like to say that I am on my journey where I am, and you are on your journey of life where you are. And none of us are going to agree on everything. So we do talk about sensitive content here, and please don't report me. Eva, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. And so I might say something that you disagree with, and that's okay, right? We agree to disagree here. So if you just disagree and can't agree to disagree, then just hop off and keep scrolling. That's all I ask. I only have 2 rules on my page. The first one is I just ask, always please be kind. And the second one is we talk absolutely no politics here. It's just not at all what my page is about. There's a million other pages out there for that, and my page just isn't one of them. So did I just glitch there? I saw myself glitch anyway. So if you're just joining us, tell us who you are, where you're from. We'd love to know. Like I said, if you missed it, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. No? Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about finding balance. And I've talked about this before, so hopefully it's not too big of a repeat, and I didn't get a chance to look back to see how long ago it's been since I've talked about it. Is it Terry? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Stella, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. And so finding balance in all areas of your life, right? And why that is so important. And that's something that I struggle with, so that's why we're talking about it tonight. One of the things you'll learn when you're on my page is the things that my guides give me to talk about are usually the things that I'm working through too. So I'm learning right alongside with you. You need it too. This is what they do. My life, I'm the guinea pig here, so my life is put out there to help others. Doodle, thank you for the wave. Doodle, do you have a name and where you're from? So finding balance in all areas of our life. I want to mention also, we are not shy here. My page depends on you commenting, and we just have a conversation here. Tracy, welcome. Glad to have you here. So that's what we do. We just have a conversation back and forth. That's what we do here. And so we're not shy. You can pipe in anytime. You're never interrupting me. My page is your page. That's what my page was set up for. Thank you. So you're very welcome. Jessica, thank you for the follow. Tracy, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So like I said, finding balance in all areas of our life. What does that look like, right? Are you creating a foundation for balance? That's what my guide said. Are you creating a foundation, right? Which is really important, and I struggle with to this day. Since I lost my husband, work plays a huge part in my life, and obviously my content online is a huge part of my life, and so finding balance between that and work, and then also finding time for other things in my life is sometimes a struggle. So that's why we're talking about this tonight. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. If you missed it, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Glad to have you here. So what does it look like? Are you creating a foundation for balance? Creating a strong, stable base in all areas of your life, right? Thanks for the likes, Jen. I appreciate that. Trusting, my guide said, trusting in your path, knowing you have divine support and asking for help, right? That's also very important. That's part of that foundation, right? Trusting, like I said, that you have support from your divine team, whether that be your spirit guides, your ancestors, your loved ones, from God, creator, source, universe, whatever it is that you call it, right? And knowing that all of those things are there to get support and help. Okay. While not hesitating to take the risks to align with your soul's calling. So that has to play a part in there too, or it should. And a lot of people don't think about that, right? We get caught up in our everyday life with work and maybe family and doing what we need to do as far as what we feel like sorry, I just had the word and it just flew out of my head. What our responsibilities are, right? And forgetting some of those other very crucial things. And we're going to talk about some of those things. So, creating routines for balance, right? And that's where I struggle sometimes. Anybody else struggle? Raise your hand if you struggle. Join the struggle bus. But I'm learning slowly, right? And some weeks are better than others, right? We all go through times where things are harder. Some weeks are harder than others, right? And I apologize, I can't talk ever. So welcome to my page. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Tonight we're talking about finding balance in all areas of our life. So what are areas that we need balance, right? And as I was making that list, as she was giving me some of the list, and it was like, I didn't realize that there were so many things, right, that should be a part of that foundation, right? We all know work, right? We all have to work to take care of our responsibilities. Hey, Julie. Yes, you too. Right? So work is always at the top of the list, it seems, right? And then I had play, fun, joy, hobbies, and exercise. I put all that kind of slash. I can't talk. Love my honesty. Oh, thank you. Well, stick around because there's plenty of it. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Is it Spencer? And where are you from, Spencer? And then we have self-care, rest, right? That one always seems to fall at the bottom of the foundation. Family or / partners, you know, maybe if you're married or you have a boyfriend, girlfriend. And then goals and dreams. That one always tends to fall to the bottom of our foundation also, right? But it's very important. All of these things are important for a healthy balance, a healthy foundation. But like I said, certain things always seem to rank at the top of the list, and then we forget the rest of them. Yes, right. Personal growth and healing. Faith, right? I'm covering the bills of the first 5 people to message me. Okay, Jen, can you block that guy, please? We are not going to do that on my page. Sorry. Because most of the time they're scammers. And if you're not, I'm sorry. It just means you're not meant to be on my page. Somebody block him. Thank you, Jen, I appreciate that. Sorry, can't talk. Oh, Brittany, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. Okay. And then, of course, and I kind of have this, I wrote down downtime, which kind of also falls into the rest, right? I am not your sunshine. Not a problem. Do you have any sunshine? Just asking for a friend, but thank you for the badge. So yeah, so like I said, so there's actually, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you count all those other things in those other little categories, 7 things for that foundation, right? Which is a lot. And what do most people usually think of? Generally, they think, you know, maybe work, you know, family, partners, and maybe fun, right? So normally people probably just go to those 3 and think that that's a foundation for healthy balance in all areas of our life, right? Oh, okay. You don't have to be here. You can hop off and keep scrolling. Thanks, Jen. Anyhow. So, you know, like I said, we think that maybe those 3 things create a healthy foundation. Buy it. What was your name? Do you have a name? Thank you for the badge. And where are you from? And like I said, we really do need to prioritize some of these other things, right? You know, like I said, we need to still remember our goals and our dreams. Remember our faith, whatever that looks like to you, right? You know, everybody's faith is different, and that's okay, right? And that's one thing that we agree to disagree with on this page, is what somebody's faith looks like is personal to them. Minnesota, welcome. Glad to have you here. Is it Bindi? Is that your name? Thanks for the likes, Julie. Appreciate that. Kelly, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, good. Glad to have you here. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So tonight we're talking about finding a healthy balance in all areas of our life. A massive dump? Okay. Interesting. The trolls. You know what's crazy? What I always find is that whenever we have one troll, it's like they come out in full force that night, right? It's never like a troll tonight, a troll tomorrow night, a troll another night, right? It's like we get one troll, it's like they all attack at the same time. It's like they're programmed. It's crazy. Anyway, so finding balance with all these things while prioritizing our values at the same time, right? So maybe one person, thank you for the follow, Kelly, I appreciate that. So, you know, a lot of times, like I said, even when I wrote it, I wrote work first, right? And so sometimes we put work as, aw, Bindi, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that so much. Oh, you're so sweet. That's so much. Oh, you're so sweet. And the badge. Thank you. But a lot of times we put work ahead of, and I apologize if I'm going to glitch, it just said unstable again. A lot of times we put, unfortunately, work ahead, right? And so then we have an offset foundation. So what happens when, right, we might have work here and the rest of life is down here. So, right, we have a crack in that foundation. And so life's going to get a little tipsy-turvy on us, right? And so that's why it's so important to find balance in all areas of our life. Not just one, not just two, not just three, but in all areas of our life. Because if we get a crack in that foundation, or the foundation sinks, right? Because you have work up here and the rest of your foundation down here, your foundation sinks, right? So it's going to make your life go a little topsy-turvy. And so, and like I said, I know it's a struggle. But remember, we have to have joy in life, right? I tell everybody, what am I getting out of bed every day to go to work for if I don't have any joy, right? So for me, my joy is fun. You know, my friend and I, we go dancing, right? We take hikes, you know, whatever it is, whatever your joy is, you got, it's very important to find that joy. Find a hobby, right? I sew. I love to sew. Now, let me just state, I love to sew when I don't have to sew. When I just want to sew, right? If I have an order and I'm stressed, then I hate sewing, right? But, so finding time for that fun, that play, that joy, that hobby, exercise. I know a lot of people are like, going to the gym is not play, is not fun. For me, it is. I love to go to the gym. Now, if I would have said that 10 years ago, my husband would have fell off his chair, because I would have been like, yeah, no, right? And that just shows how we grow as people, right? Things change, what we like to do changes, or it should, right? If you're growing as a person. Making time for family, partners, whatever that looks like in your life, right? Right now, Renee is focusing on Renee, right? And, you know, if somebody comes into my life, then we'll talk. But right now, I'm doing me. I'm happy just doing me, and, you know, talking to some people here and there, and wherever life goes is where life goes. But it's also very important to make yourself a priority, right? For 32 years, you know, I made my husband a priority. 25 of those years, I made my kids a priority. And it's not that I don't love my children, even though my husband is gone. I love them, but they're all adults and they have their own life. And now I have a different chapter and a new life. And so I am learning how to make myself a priority, right? Now, what does that involve? Self-care. one of the foundations, right? And if you don't have that in your foundation's going to crack and you're going to go crazy, right? Or you're giving from an empty cup, like I did for 30 some years, right? I give from an empty cup because I always thought if I give, right? But what I didn't realize is I was not filling up my cup. I wasn't giving myself self-care. And so looking back now, I would have been a much better mother and a wife had I filled up my cup sometimes, maybe more often. I probably did a little bit, but had I filled my cup up regularly, I probably would have been a better person all the way around. Mother, wife, you name it, right? And then personal growth, healing, right? That's very important in the foundation also, because if you're trying to live your life and you have unhealed loss or unhealed trauma that you haven't dealt with, right? That's going to put another crack in that foundation. And so your foundation's going to do this, right? And your life is going to go wonky because, that unhealed things come out in different ways. You manifest them in anxiety, depression. If you are living in depression, how are your relationships going to go with your husband, your children, all around in life if you're dealing with depression? I know, my husband's mother dealt with depression all the years that I was with him, right? And it doesn't work great for relationships. And so it just manifests itself in other ways. So there again, having that proper, making sure you're healed as a person. And then I also want to put in there, like I talked about a little bit ago, is growing as a person, right? Hopefully you want to grow as a person, and evolve as a person, which means growing and healing and taking care of those traumas or, any of those things, unhealed things, so it doesn't come up in future relationships, right? It affects how you treat your children maybe because, I personally wanted to break that chain, right? There was, issues in my family where it was like, okay, no, I'm going to break that chain. I'm not going to continue chain, right? There was, issues in my family where it was like, okay, no, I'm going to break that chain. I'm not going to continue that pattern with my children, right? So that's very important. Then faith, right? Whatever that looks like to you. My faith now doesn't look like what it looked like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I went to a church and I was into organized religion. And if you're into that, more power to you, right? I'm not here to knock your thing. This is where we agree to disagree. I'm not here to knock that. I am, like I said, however faith looks like to you. For me, it's a personal relationship with the Creator. I call it the Creator because I don't call it God. Been down many rabbit holes and there were lots of gods. So which one are you referring to? So for me, it's the divine, the Creator source, right? And so for me, it's a personal relationship there, personal relationship with my spirit team, my guides, my ancestors, so whatever faith looks like for you is also important for that foundation, right? So finding balance with all these things while prioritizing your values, right? Not forgetting your values and all of that. Learning to identify what is important and to say no to tasks that don't align to that. Don't align to your values. Don't align to your foundation, right? If maybe work is telling you they want you to work 60 hours a week, so work is back up here and the rest of your foundation is up here, your life's going to go wonky. So learning to say either to work, no, I'm not going to do it because that's not a priority in my life, and if they disagree, then being able to step away and maybe go to something else that you can, fit into that foundation properly. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have. Boy, that went really, really quick. Does anybody have anything? You guys are so quiet tonight. Come on, talk to me. Somebody. Somebody talk to me. Any questions? Anything? Any comments? Does anybody have a loss that they're not sure how to deal with or want to talk about? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Tonight we're talking about finding balance in all areas of our life. Nobody wants to talk to me tonight. Thanks for all the likes, Julie and Jen. I appreciate that. Hey Sheila, how are you? How's it going? Thank you for the badge. How you dealing with stuff? Going okay? Guys, we need to put up some good vibes for Sheila. She lost her husband. What's it been? Like, what, 2 weeks-ish? Because it was like the last day of August or something like that, right? So we need to throw up some good vibes for her. Welcome back. We're so glad that you're here. Anybody gonna talk to me tonight? It's been hard. Yeah, August 28th. Okay, I was thinking it was like right at the very end. I know it's hard. It's always hard. Marilyn, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that so much. Just remember, you know, one foot in front of the other, day by day. You know, even if it's just hour by hour, minute by minute. And eventually you'll be able to go day by day, week by week, and then eventually months, and, you know, or minute by minute. And eventually you'll be able to go day by day, week by week, and then eventually months, and, you know, but just one step at a time. Remember to breathe. Remember to have those moments. Just don't unpack and live there, right? Oh, thank you. That has turned into, I cannot tell you what that's turned into in my family. And that's why I bought this shirt when I saw it. Sunflowers are huge. And I guess it kind of started when my husband was in the hospital sick, and I would always sing "You Are My Sunshine" to him. And then it's just been a thing with my girls, and that's kind of the flower that we did at his funeral, and it's kind of just a family thing now, the sunflower. So that's kind of like my, you know, my reassurance. I don't know how to explain it, but thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the badge. I appreciate that too. So let me ask you this. So since your husband's passed, besides dealing with all of that, how is it going how are you balancing everything? Do you have support? How is that working out for you? Fred, are you on here? I just thought I saw Fred hop on. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Nobody wants to talk tonight. Why are we all so quiet? Is it Sunday? Y'all had a long day and nobody wants to talk, or what? I'm just talking for everybody, huh? You just did. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for anybody to say something to me, I'm going to go ahead and put out a couple things here. So if you're new to my page and you're not familiar, I also have a YouTube channel that is under Scorpio Medium. So yes, I am a medium. I'm actually a psychic medium. Learning my psychic abilities a little more and more every week here, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So like I said, I do have a YouTube channel under Scorpio Medium. So if you're not a subscriber over there, I would love it if you went over there and subscribed. Basically, you'll find all the videos that I upload here are uploaded over there. The only difference is when I do, oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad you're here. You can be here anytime. So basically the only difference is you'll find that I upload all my lives over there. So if you missed a live and you wanted to catch it, you can go watch the replay over there on Scorpio Medium. I am here live. I try to be as consistent as possible. The last couple weeks I know I wasn't as consistent. I haven't been feeling well. My allergies been kicking my behind. So I am here Sunday through Wednesday. We went to a new time, 7:30, and that seems to be working okay. So we're going to try that for a couple more weeks and see how that goes. So I'm here Sunday through Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. We now have started doing mini read Wednesdays. So on Wednesday night, if you hop on, you can get on my moderators list to do a mini read. That's what we've been doing there. And let's see. And then last but not least, I also have my Venmo. No, not last. I have one more thing. I almost forgot. But I do have my Venmo down in my bio. If you would like to leave me a tip, all tips are greatly appreciated, but never required. And then also my email address is down in the bio. And if you would like a full reading with somebody who's crossed over, you can go down in my bio and check that out and send me an email and we will schedule that. That's pretty much everything I need to talk about. Is anybody going to talk to me? Sorry, I have a bug in here now flying around my light. It's annoying me. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about or add tonight? Boy, these are just getting shorter and shorter. Sorry, it's just like zooming around. Anybody? If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Nobody's gonna talk tonight. Okay, did anybody have any comments about what we talked about tonight? Anybody? About finding balance and having that good foundation, right? Building that strong foundation for our life, right? And not, not having cracks in that foundation or, having that foundation slip. You did had a question? Oh, sorry guys. I had the day off and it seemed like the day went really well. It seems like it lasted longer than most days off, which was good, but I'm not ready to go back to work tomorrow. I did some sewing this morning and got that almost done. All right, guys. Well, anybody else? Hey, Lily. Welcome back. Sorry, I have this bug just zooming around my light, and it's just annoying the crap out of me. He's like, oh, a light. You know how bugs are to lights. No, I'm not seeing your comment, Jen. Hold on there. That bug landed on my phone. I got it. I am well, Lily. How are you? No, Jenna, your comment's not coming through. That one did. Welcome. See, and that's what's crazy. It seems like the nights that they send the trolls are the nights that my comments get filtered. Never fails. But I am well, Lily. I had the day off. I got things done. I feel better. I got some rest. My allergies just been kicking my behind, so I really needed today to rest. Are there other comments that aren't coming through? Is that why I'm not seeing any comments tonight? I wonder. Are you guys seeing anything? Yours too? Oh, it's been crazy. Yesterday at work, my nose ran all day, and it was like, every time I turned around, it's like, I'm trying to make beds, and my nose is running, and yeah, it's crazy. And then it was in my chest. I've had it in my chest. Thank goodness I have a nebulizer, because it's just been a little crazy. Thank you for the badge, Lily. I appreciate that. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any comments. Other than Lily. Lily's are coming right through, apparently. Sorry. Are you saying wow because it's not letting them come through? One thing I didn't get on my day off today was a nap. I got like a 2-second mini nap, I think, earlier. Before my dog started whining and needed, to go out. You can see Jen's comments, Sheila. See, this is what I'm talking about. I have all my filters off, and this is what TikTok does. It's so frustrating. There's nights I don't see any comments at all. And it makes it really hard to do my live, because like I said, this is, you know, we communicate back and forth. This is what my lives are about, is, you know, having a conversation. And when you can't have a conversation because you can't see any of the comments, it just makes it insane. Yeah, I don't see any other than Lily's and yours, Sheila, and Jen's wow. But sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's like every third comment I don't get. Yeah, can Lily, or if Sheila sees her comment, can you tell me what she said? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. They got some new things over there for you guys to throw up. I've been seeing the smiley faces with the sunglasses. That's cool. Did I just glitch? I glitched on my end. Stacy, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. All right, well, you'll just have to text me after, Jen, because apparently it's not going to come through. And since I can't see any comments, it's kind of silly to sit on here and take up everybody's night. Thank you for the likes, Lily. I appreciate that. Elliot, thank you for the follow. Especially considering she's my moderator, so you would think her comment would come through. Welcome to TikTok. It's just insane. Okay, guys, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and, oh, wait, this is odd. I've sent a few comments now, too. Yeah, welcome to my lives, Lily. This is how it is. Some nights I just don't get comments. And like I said, I have all my filters off, and they just filter them out. And I have no idea why. And and the worst part about it is I have no control over it. No control. Because, like, look, even my moderators can't get through. Isn't that sad when your mods can't even give a comment? Doesn't make sense, and it's frustrating. It's about as bad as, you guys realize too, so it's like, I'll get my recap for lives last week or whatever, my recaps, and it'll say, you have 23 new followers, but my numbers go down. Welcome to TikTok. It's very frustrating. Well, you guys can always message me after. Because I don't, yeah. Like I said, I have no control over it, which is so frustrating. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off. Very odd. TikTok is so weird. I know. It's irritating. Because like I said, my live depends on us having a conversation. So otherwise it's just me here talking to myself. I mean, I'm talking to you, but if I can't get any, you know, your comments, we can't have a conversation. That's weird. Oh, my dog stinks. Sorry. And it was crazy because all my comments, everything, just the whole chat thing just disappeared for a minute. I don't know. Alright, well, I will be back here tomorrow night, guys, at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Hopefully all you guys can join us. If not, until next time, I hope you all have a great night. Remember to make tomorrow great, because it is a choice, and I'll see you again.